Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Kill the Dreamer Early Bird Radio Show. We are on the air. My name is Radio B. This is ESPN Richmond 106.1 FM, Mike King Biz Radio. And this is our first episode. So I'm super excited. And just give you a little briefing of what this show is about. Kill the Dreamer, Live the Dream. We're going to be talking to people that are getting up and getting after it every single day, getting after their purpose, getting after their dream. Not sitting on ideas. Like I said, ideas. Success is not about ideas, it's about decisions. And we are talking to the people that are making the decisions to get up every day and get after that purpose. So, my first guest couldn't be more perfect in this setting. My man, the pugilist, the boxer, Immanuel Aleem, multi-division champion, middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, titles in all divisions. The chosen one. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Man, I tell you, I was just telling Immanuel when we came in here, man, I'm usually in your seat. I'm usually the one getting interviewed. So, excuse my my awkwardness and being the person interviewing. It's not my first time, but it's my first time in a long time, but we're here for a good time. And we have a lot to talk about. Tell us, one, where you stand right now. Like, what's going on for you coming up?
Just trying to pursue for a world championship. Currently ranked number 14 in WBC. I was 12 or 13 in July of last year, but right now I'm number 14 and currently trying to pursue the world championship. So that's where we at right now.
On the hunt.
Yeah, man, on the hunt.
You know what I mean?
And for the goal.
One of the reasons why I wanted to have you up here is because I believe that, in Richmond, and we've talked about this, and we talked about like how marketing goes in different regions, and we've talked about the parallels between hip hop and boxing, and how we can be overlooked being from Richmond, even being in around neighboring places like DC, Maryland, North Carolina, other places where the light gets shown in a different way. Even in Virginia, the light can get shown in one part of Virginia and not really in Richmond. Being from Richmond is, it can be challenging. One of the things that I think was important is that, the people from the home are aware of what's going on. We need to be able to be better at supporting our own.
Sure.
Tell me about your experiences in that part of the thing.
It's been such highs and lows over the years. I've been boxing since I was 12. I'm 32 now, so 20 years. And seeing that, when we coming up in tournaments and me and my brother are fighting, you didn't have a lot of Richmond fighters advance into the regionals or the nationals or becoming national champ. And then comparing to the other regions like DC and Maryland, they had more support. They had more marketing. They had more database. Like to say somebody fought, they had it online. They could see who won, who lost.
Right.
With us, we didn't have nothing. So
No infrastructure.
No infrastructure. And year after year, going and advancing and fighting people that's the top in the nation. You got 15-time nationals right here in DC, and they're getting reported every week, and they're getting shown. And we got us winning, no report. So it's just constantly having that over and over the years.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those things that I've always said is like, Richmond is a crock pot for talent, and I think what happens is when you don't have that lid being lifted up off you, the people to see you and and experience you, like it makes it feel like you're just constantly cooking, right? So you just have this chip on your shoulder, and you just getting better and better and better because you feel like you're required to work that much harder to be seen. And I think that definitely shows in your ring work and your dedication and your discipline. What would you say, from a person that is, daily after their dreams, after their purpose, what would you say is, if you had to give someone a piece of advice for what it takes to be as disciplined to their purpose as you have been, what would that piece of advice be?
I would say consistency. Consistency trumps it all, because not being consistent and on the path you is like, I compare it to investment, and I've been learning a lot more about investment over the years. But even just with yourself and your growth as a person, the more you invest in yourself, the more you'll see the results of it. And people will quit before they see the results.
Absolutely.
And they fall short before the results hit. And even with boxing as a comparison, you can start off boxing the first day into the first week, and it's like, oh, this shit is tough. Right. Oh, this is bad. You know, so I'm not doing this or after a month or a year. But the consistency, it might take you up to a year. It might take you up to 6 months or 2 years. It just depends on you as a person, how consistent you are. Because I was there almost 6 to 7 days a week. I'm training on Monday to Friday, then I'm at home. I'm training. So that investment I was doing daily would add into the next week when I was having to spar. Because even as a kid, I couldn't spar for the first, I think I didn't get a fight for like a year and a half. And the gym I was at, on Citywide Boxing Gym, that was on Overbrook, on the North Side, and they had, basically, they used to bring the gloves in the cage. They'll say a name for who's sparring. So I didn't get the name for a while, but I had to keep investing into myself and training until I was good enough to get that name. So when I got the call, it was like, okay, I'm ready for it.
Right.
Now I have to keep sparring good.
Right.
So it's just investing into that, because when you don't look back, when you don't do good, then you don't get to get back in the ring. You don't get to get selected to fight.
100%.
So it's always having that.
It's I say this too a lot about consistency, is it builds momentum. And in boxing, or just as in pretty much anything, but definitely I'm sure even in the ring,
your confidence comes from as well.
Momentum is, and I think people talk about motion, and you got who got motion and whatever, but like they don't really momentum in combination with motion is what makes you powerful. And a lot of times I feel like we have a way of stepping on our own momentum, right? Like you have something going and something goes well, and either you rest on your laurels or you get distracted by some of the fruits that come from some of the things that you've done well, and it kind of can create a distraction or a detour from you actually building the momentum, as opposed to like keeping your head down and just keeping going with it. What can you say about distractions and how you navigate distractions to stay focused on building your momentum?
And distraction has been one of the biggest pieces of my career, of how I had to learn to negate from that, because growing up in Highland Park, there's nothing but distractions. There's nothing but crime. There's nothing but things that throw you off from the main mission. So just to get to the gym every day is avoiding the distraction. Just to leave from school or go to the store, it's like avoiding the distraction. So I guess for me, the sport, focusing on the goal is what got me far. Because if I didn't, if I would have focused on the distractions, I wouldn't have got this far. So it was like, hey, you want to go here? Hey, this going on, the gunshots, the this happening. So it's like it's constant distractions all the time. And the best thing is to lock in on the main mission.
That's super important. And I think that's one of the things that I think people in many cities, including Richmond, can relate to, as far as not just your random distractions, but environmental distractions. You know what I'm saying? And some of the environments that we come from culturally, people underestimate the things, the very foundational things that you have to overcome just to show up, right? Just to show up, just to get to the gym and to be able to put that work in. You had mentioned a little bit earlier investments. You also have a detailing business? Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Easy Breezy Detailing. I created that in 2021 in COVID time. COVID was rough for me.
I can imagine. COVID impacted boxing tremendously. I can even say that as a fan. But yeah, go ahead, go forward.
It was a rough time, because it's in life and everything was shut down, and things in boxing wasn't as moving as much, and then just jobs and being out, and my relationship at the moment, and the mother of my child, she had looked on YouTube and seen detailing, and she said, I could see you doing that, because my dad's Jamaican, so I'm used to doing a lot of things. I grew up working a lot. I grew up fixing everything, no matter what it was. You got to figure it out. Lawnmower is this, whatever. So detailing was something that was like, I took a look at it, and then I dabbled into it. I said, okay, I can really try that. So after studying, seeing the things that make detailing, all the equipment and stuff, I had to make sure before I go into something, I like to study it first.
Right.
So I looked at it. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can see detailing. So I started off with the water and bucket. Water and bucket started off with my car. Then the supplies and learning how to improve.
Right.
So from 2021 to now, I have a trailer, I have a water tank, I have generators, I have things that I didn't have in the beginning.
Right.
I started off, even low prices with cars, and just starting from there. Now just investing into that, to it, works for itself.
Nah, that's beautiful.